You might think that you have been able to get away with some things now. Be very careful about the things that you do. So imagine paying $2,000 out of pocket as a student. You don't want to fall in that position. It's not time to live big boy life. There are some things that as soon as you get to that US airport, just discard them. Like, do like this, remove everything from you. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you things that you should do upon your arrival into the United States. These are things I believe you should be able to do in your first week, second week. I have about 13 of them, so ensure that you sit down, relax, and watch this video to the very end. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, the subscribe link is down there below. Kindly hit it and hit the notification bell right next to it. And also join our Telegram community. The link will be in the description box below. And with that, let us start with number one. Before we go into number one, let me draw your attention to some things. As an international student, you are allowed to come into the United States 30 days prior to your program start date. It is indicated as earliest admission date on your I-20, so check out for that date. 30 days before your program start date is a good enough time for you to plan, for you to settle down, do all the things that you need to do in terms of accommodation, setting up your mobile, doing a lot of registration that you need to do, and also get familiar with your environment before your program commences. The number one thing I need you to know is that when you get into the United States, especially after your flight lands, an I-94 record will be created for you at the port of entry. Your I-94 record is a record of your last entry date into the United States. Whenever you travel and you come back into the United States, this gets updated. So you will need this I-94 record for your registration in school. To ensure that you take note of this, when this is created by the port of entry officer, the I-94 record will be updated online. So in case you lose that slip that you'll be given, you can always go to the CBP platform, that is Customs and Border Patrol, to reprint it. The second thing I usually encourage students to do is to connect with a member of your international student community. Say for instance, you are from Africa, you're from India, you can connect with a member of African student community, Indian student community. The reason for this is because you guys share similar roots, and it's likely that the kinds of experiences you will have on campus will be similar, if not the same. So if you're able to connect with them, they can guide you on what to expect, and this will make your settling down into the new environment much easier. You should know that you would experience culture shocks, but if you're able to connect with these people, there are some things they will guide you on, things to avoid, things to do, so that you're not late. In terms of information, you can easily also get to know about information about things to expect on campus for that semester, programs, scholarships, opportunities that are available to students of your community, like students from, let's say, Africa or India. So I usually encourage you to don't isolate yourself, reach out and connect to at least one person. Another thing that I encourage international students to do is to plan to attend your student orientation. I know, especially for some of us that are from Nigeria, I know that we feel like orientation is a waste of time. Some of us didn't even attend our freshman orientation back then in college, but I encourage, and in fact I appeal to you to attend this orientation, because during your orientation you will get to understand all the rules and restrictions that are attached to your status as a student in the United States. These rules are very important for you to know, because the USCIS frowns at violation of rules. So your DSO will read out all these rules. They will give you slips on things to know. During this orientation, you also get to know about your health insurance, how to register for your social security number, how to get a job, your job rules, everything that you need to know. And in any case that you don't understand anything, you can always ask them. I even want you to understand that your DSO is a very important person in your life as a student in the United States. Almost everything that happens to you, they need to know. Sometimes even when you are traveling internationally, you need to inform them. So that is why I encourage that you attend this orientation, so that you get to know who your DSOs are, you get to know their contact, you can always connect to them. And I also encourage you to build a relationship with your DSO. Sometimes when you are going through things, they are able to help you. So it's very important that you attend your student orientation, guys. So going along with this, I want to encourage you that all the rules that you'll be informed, that you get to know, please ensure that you adhere to them. The USCIS strictly frowns at the violation of rules. You might think that you have been able to get away with some things now, but it is probably at the time when you need to migrate to a more permanent status that those things will catch up with you. So be very careful about the things that you do, how you travel, how you move, the things that you get involved with. Be very careful, ensure that you don't flout any of the rules. The next thing I encourage you to do is to register and obtain your SSN. So after your orientation program, you would have gotten to know the steps that you need to take to obtain your SSN. As a student, you will most likely need to get a job, because it is with that letter that your DSO will issue you a letter to take to the Social Security office. That's how it runs as an F1 student in the United States. So you need to get a letter, and you know that you can only work on campus. So if you are probably like a graduate assistant, you get your offer letter, share it with your DSO, they give you a form, and then you're able to take it to your Social Security office. And it's also why I encourage you to connect with a member of your international student community. So in case your Social Security office is far from campus, you can get somebody to drive you down there. Especially for places where the transit system is not so much reliable that you need a car. Probably at that time you don't even have a car yet. So it's very important that you connect with people, connect with your DSO. Connect with your DSO to get your Social Security number. Your Social Security number is your gateway to doing a lot of things in the United States. With your Social Security number, you can get a credit card, you can open a bank account, you can do a lot of things, a lot of financial transactions. It is like your ID. Even for your job on campus, most times they would ask you for your Social Security number. If you're going for internship, whatever it is that you're doing in the United States, your Social Security number would be required from time to time. So it's important that you get it early on. Another thing that you should plan to do is to obtain your health insurance. Guys, as an international student, there are some jobs on campus that will cover your health insurance. I remember during mine, the first semester I didn't enjoy health insurance. I had to pay out of pocket, but I think by the second semester I was able to enjoy it. So confirm how this works with your DSO. That's one of the reasons why you should attend your orientation program. How does the health insurance work? Do I have to pay out of pocket? Because it is very compulsory for you as an international student in the United States to have health insurance. And part of your health insurance should cover, I've forgotten what they call it, like if something happens to the student, like if something bad happens that they need to like move somebody back to Nigeria, you know, I don't want to use the word, you understand what I'm saying? That health insurance would cover. So it's very important that a student has it. In fact, if you don't have it, it's like saying you've not paid your school fees. So it's very important, because it might be something that you need to register for, and I think health insurance actually has a window. So if you miss the window, it might mean that you have to pay out of pocket. So confirm from the first day, that is during your orientation, to know this window, how to register for it, so that you don't miss that window and then you now have to pay out of pocket. I don't know if it's the same across schools, but for my school then it was almost like $2,000. So imagine paying $2,000 out of pocket as a student. You don't want to fall in that position. Get it done. Another thing to do is to open an account, open a bank account. I think you can open a bank account without an SSN. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I opened my bank account without an SSN because I had somebody to stand for me. But if you don't have somebody, you will need to have your SSN before you can open your bank account. By this time, I believe that you would have obtained your SSN, and with your SSN, you can open a bank account and also get a credit card. But I think during mine, I didn't get an SSN before I opened a bank account, but I was able to do that because I had somebody stand for me. So if you don't have somebody standing for you, you need to have your SSN first before you're able to open a bank account, I believe. So with your bank account, you'll be able to do your financial transactions, and also your salaries will be paid into your bank account. So at least have one bank account. Also get a credit card. I'll talk more about using credit card as an international student in another video. What to do with your credit card, things not to do. I want you not to have an idea about credit is in the United States. Credit is part of the system, and you should learn how to maximize it and not abuse it in a way that it works for you. So we discussed all of that in another video. So that's one thing for you to do. Another thing I encourage you to do at this point, even before now, yeah, this should have probably come in like number 1 or number 2. Check into your accommodation. So I want to encourage that before you come into the United States, as much as you can, try to get an accommodation. Talk to people. I've shared it in one of my previous videos where I talked about things to pack and things not to pack. I talked about connecting with somebody on campus where you are going to, so that they can help you search for accommodation. So I believe you should check into your accommodation, set up your phone bill, and I encourage, in terms of phone bills, try to start with affordable options. There are some affordable network providers that they are very affordable. We call them cheaper things, you know. They are for students. Don't go and be doing something. I usually encourage that when you come in as a student, try to reduce your expenses as much as possible. It's not time to live big boy life. Pay the price first. So try to get affordable options that still have good network reception. Because I remember during mine, I was using a very affordable option, but the network reception was bad. So much that so many times people will call me and my lines would just be non-available. And I was looking for a job. Imagine. So imagine an employer was trying to reach me. So I had to change the line eventually. So that is why I'm putting that caveat. Look for good affordable options that have good network reception. It's something to research about. So ensure that you get that. Set up your internet and also set up your mail box, your PO box. Set it up because you will be receiving letters, you'll be shopping, doing all of those things. So have all of those things set up so that you are so good to go whatever it is that is coming. You get. Another thing for you to do is to rework your resume, especially for my people that are coming from Nigeria. There are some things that as soon as you get to that US airport, just discard them. Like, do like this, remove everything from your body system. Part of it are some things on your resume. You see that your date of birth, fling it out. Your marital status, nobody cares if you're married or not. Your state of origin, I don't care where you come from, remove all of those things. So you need to rework your resume. Remove unnecessary details. Nobody needs all of that. Some people will put career objective. I would even encourage that you remove it. You know that one that we used to put in Nigeria, to be the kiniko, to accomplish the objective of the organization. You know how people used to write all those things. Please remove all of those things. And in terms of reworking your resume to suit the kind of career that you're hoping to pursue. The reason for this is even from your first semester, you start attending career fairs on campus. So you want to be ready. You want to be ready because at that point you're probably searching for internship. So you want to be ready with a good resume to speak with recruiters, to speak with employers, you know, to send to people, even for people to refer you and all of that. So ensure that your CV is ready. Put relevant projects on your resume. Put relevant skills. And I would encourage you as much as possible, your resume should not be more than 1 page. Ensure that you restrict it to 1 page. I know we like writing plenty stories because you have gathered 5 years experience. There's some lot of experiences that you've had, but at this point for the career you're pursuing, they might not be relevant. Remove them. Only put job experiences that are relevant to the career you're pursuing. You have worked in different places, we know, but skip them first. So as much as possible, ensure that it's no more than 1 page. We can do a CV resume or maybe discuss in detail things to do and not to do on your resume in another video. The next thing I encourage you to do is to familiarize yourself with the rules of your student's visa. The reason why I'm saying this separately is because I want you to have it in mind that as an F1 student, there are some restrictions. And you need to take note of those restrictions. At every point where you need to do something, you should have it at the back of your mind to confirm that, is this something I'm allowed to do? Is this something I'm not allowed to do? Where you are in doubt, you can always speak with your school DSO. The next thing I also encourage you to do is to get a job. If at this point you've not gotten a job, I encourage you to submit your resume on probably your school's job board. Talk to people in your international student community. How do they get a job? Or even go see professors in their offices, go talk to them, let them know your skills. This was one of the things that I did when I came on campus. Before I came on campus, I didn't have a job. So when I got on campus, I didn't have a job. And bad enough, it was during the pandemic, so a lot of the offices were closed. But I was able to move from office to office, and that was how I eventually got a job. Put in your effort, put in a lot of effort, do as much as you can to ensure that you get a job in your first, second, third month. And I pray that God will help you. But it's really important because with your job, you're able to probably offset some part of your school fees and also take care of your personal expenses, pay your house rent, you know, do all of those important things. Something else I also encourage students to do is to update your LinkedIn resume. Updates in terms of your location. I'm not saying that you should necessarily go and put as arrived in the United States. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying that in terms of what recruiters can see, let them see that you're in the United States so that when you're applying for jobs or recruiters are checking you out, they can know that, oh, you're in the United States and you're available, not like they need to pay some relocation expenses or whatever for you. And so at this point, you want to position yourself for internship. So position yourself with your new educational level. Now you are probably a master's degree student or an undergrad student in the United States. Update that, update the name of your school, update the course that you are doing. Even as you are doing some courses on campus, you can be including them under the courses section of your LinkedIn profile. So begin to build your LinkedIn profile from there. See career fairs that are happening around you. See job opportunities, check out job postings that are happening on LinkedIn so that for your internship, you can begin to plug into these opportunities. Also, look at job boards that people on campus are already using. There are some job boards that is open to your school. Like during my program, we had a job board that was open for us on campus, and it was one of the ways through which I got my internship back then. So seek to know all of this information. Also seek to know about scholarship boards on campus. Where is the scholarship page? If you don't know, some scholarship opportunities might be passing you by, which was what happened in my case. But thankfully to God, it was not too late for me to realize. So try to familiarize yourself with all these important pages, important websites, important information resources that you need to know. Another thing you should do is to schedule a meeting with your course advisor. Your course advisor is the one that will guide you on the courses that you need to take. If there are prerequisites for the program that you're doing, your course advisor would advise you. You get to know the total course units that you need to complete before the end of your program. If you want to accelerate your program, they can tell you, oh, this is how to do it, this is what you need to do. So ensure that you take out time to see your course advisor. In some schools, it's even very compulsory, because if your course advisor does not sign off on your registration form, you cannot register for that semester. Based on the programs that you are doing especially, so there are some courses that you need to have a prerequisite before you're able to take that course for that semester. Your course advisor needs to sign off on it, so ensure that you take out time to see your course advisor. So I'll be rounding off with these points, and that is for you to connect with your peers, connect with students that have just resumed, connect with people that are in the same department but are ahead of you. Try to know, oh, what courses they took the previous semester. Try to ask them about each of the lecturers. Okay, what lecturing style does this person adopt? What examination type does this person adopt? What are the things that you should do with a lecturer? What are the things not to do? What kind of project should you prepare for? Connect with your colleagues as well, because you will be doing projects in groups, and so if you don't know somebody, it should not be that at the point where you need to do projects where you'll be looking for a group member. Sometimes your lecturers will assign you to groups. Sometimes they just like, you guys go form a group, and then you don't want to be the only one missing. So connect as much as possible with your peers so that you can collaborate on assignments, on projects, and everything that you need to do in school. Yes, so that's all I have for you today. If you know of any other thing that you feel international students should do when they resume on campus, please leave them in the comment section so that every other person that reads them can also get to learn. Thank you so much for watching. If you have found value in this video, don't forget to leave me some comment down below, and don't go away without hitting the subscribe button and liking this video so more people on YouTube can be able to watch this video. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.